Good afternoon. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. This is Melanie with your Truth to Hear weekly preview. I like to give you on Mondays the preview of what you'll see on your daily dose of Truth to Hear. Every day, Monday through Friday, we'll bring you a new talk show, a new topic, a new study, and sometimes just an encouraging word. So listen today, join me now as I run down a little preview of every day's topic and discussion. And then don't forget, set your reminders so that you know exactly what show you want to look at this week. And hey, you can get your daily dose and just do every show Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. right here where you're watching now. But I always like to start off our Monday with highlighting a show from my partner, who is Social Media Shows Network. They are an amazing network that will cast all of your shows and highlight them so that you will be able to have them all over everywhere so that you will know exactly what is going on. And this week, what I want to highlight, I've highlighted her before. She's really, really good at what she does. And it is the Good News Show. And this is found on Social Media Shows Network. And you can find it, as I had up there, socialmediashows.com. And also YouTube channel, Social Media Shows on YouTube. But this show is the Good News Shows. And I really like her method of teaching. She's simple, she's down to earth, but she preaches the word. She teaches the word unapologetically. So this week she already did I guess episode or lesson 1. So she's going through the gifts of the Spirit. What is a better way to start your year off than with the gifts of the Spirit? We can always do our New Year's Eve resolutions and say we're going to lose weight, or we're going to eat better, or we're going to exercise, or we're going to give up men. Women, it never works. Or we're going to give up dysfunctional people, or whatever it is that we always have these New Year resolutions. But why not start the year with learning about the gifts of the Spirit, the gifts that God has given each of us, so that we can make 2021 such a productive year doing what we were created to do. So for that reason, I chose to highlight the Good News Show on Social Media Network, because that's what she's covering right now, is how to know the gifts of the Spirit. So I like that show, and I do, urge you to go to that website and that YouTube channel to see that I guess it's a class, that streaming show from Good News. But here on Truth to Hear, what do we got this weekend? Oh, this week. Well, today you have me telling you about the week. And then Tuesday, we have Truth Talk with the panel, Brandy and Bill and myself. And oh my goodness, we have so much to talk about tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss this show. And not only do you not want to miss it, but you want to involve yourself. It will be live, so definitely start chatting and commenting, and we're going to put your comments right on the screen as we get them and discuss it, and you can kind of guide our conversation. But tomorrow we're going to talk about the Nashville terrorism. Now, I don't know if everybody watching has seen that, but here, this is it. Like, this is the devastating pictures of what happened on Christmas Day in Nashville. For those of you who don't know, there was a bombing. And, the one thing we can say is that we're thankful that the bomber gave a heads up. There was a warning blaring from the vehicle to clear the area. And so we want to talk about that. What impact has that had on anyone watching, and what impact should it have on our communities and our nation that we have something like that happening? Do you think it's related to all the unrest in America, the frustrations of losing a job, the frustration of the COVID restrictions, the frustration that we're all feeling, And how can we discuss how to avoid letting anyone get to that point where they're not only willing but ready to make such a statement, because it was a travesty, not just for all of the material things that got devastated. That's nothing compared to the lives that was changed and ruined, especially the gentleman who felt it needed to take his own life to make this statement. So we want to talk about that. We also want to talk about, well, what's on everybody's mind, the COVID-19 relief bill. Before we do that, I don't know if you guys have seen the Queen's Christmas, United Kingdom, the Queen's Christmas. This is her, just a picture of it. But she gave a statement, as she does every year, about Christmas. She gives a Christmas greeting or statement. And I found it so profound what she was saying, and how you have the head of the country declaring Jesus and declaring love and togetherness and helping each other out. But not only that, you have the head of the country of United Kingdom with their family doing the separations, doing the 6 feet apart, wearing masks. We're going to look at multiple things regarding that. And how does that equate to how the United Kingdom is going through with this COVID restriction versus how America is? Because you all know our politicians, well, they're not following the rules that they are commanding us to follow. They are not having the financial restrictions that they are demanding that normal working class citizens of America has had to do. And is there a difference when you see the leaders that are addressing it with compassion, with do as I say because I'm doing what I say as well, versus do as I say and not what I do? So we are going to discuss the integrity and respect of the political arena on the American people, as well as that COVID relief bill. And I'm going to tell you, my understanding as of right now is that it was signed by President Trump without making the increase. We'll see what happens overnight. I'm going to do a little bit more research on that. But, there's some good things in this bill. I'm looking at some of the benefits now. We're going to talk about the benefits. And one thing I want to hear, what do you all think? Should there be a monetary cap? I want to hear about this tomorrow if you join us. Do you think there should be a financial cap? It says here, anyone between 75,000 and 99,000 gets smaller checks, and anyone 99,000 and above doesn't get any checks. But I want this conversation. What if you make $99,000 a year, but your family members have lost their jobs? And so your income is now spread out to try to keep your family members in their homes, to get your family members health care because they lost their insurance, because they lost their job. What if you're the one person in your family that still has income, and now it's spread 5 or 7 different ways? Does it really matter that you make 99,000 a year versus someone who made 50,000 a year? Because I don't think rules apply anymore. And from what I understand and what I know and experience, those who still have their job are now taking up the slack or taking up the needs of the family members who don't have the job. So, let's have that conversation tomorrow. Small businesses and transportation and education and agriculture. There's so many things, and we'll talk about some of the pork that's in the bill. What do you all think about that? And then what we're going to do is bring it all together. How do we, as Christians, respond to this? Because we have to have a response. To be silent means that you agree. It means that you're just, okay, whatever they do, they do. But I don't think we're supposed to be silent. I think we're supposed to have a voice. It doesn't have to be an angry voice. It doesn't have to be a voice of dissent. It doesn't have to be a voice of violence, but we do need to have a voice. So tomorrow's your chance to start voicing with us here on Truth Talk. And then Wednesday, 2 p.m., we have Truth Talk, the conversation. And that's what I like to do, is just sit with someone one-on-one, have an unscripted conversation. So this week we're going to have my spouse, my husband, Mark, is going to join me. He is actually in town with me for the holidays. So we thought, what better way? Let's do a one-on-one. It's not going to be scripted. I don't even know what we have to talk about for an hour, but we're going to figure that out. So join me Wednesday for that conversation and get a personal look. I guess, I don't know what we're going to really talk about, but I guarantee you it'll be worth watching because, well, it just will. Thursday, we have what's going to happen on Thursday. We're going to have our Diving Deeper Bible study, and this is going to be Thursday at 2:00. And what we're looking at is the book of Revelation and the 7 churches. And this week we're going to learn in Ephesus, what did Jesus say? Every church he gives commendation, reproof, instruction, warnings, and blessings to those who overcome. Every church in the book of Revelation gets these. And so what we're looking at on Thursdays, we're looking at the churches in the book of Revelation, what Jesus says to each of them, or how he appears in the revelation to each of them, and seeing, where do you fit in? What church do you belong to? Are you the church of Ephesus, the church of Smyrna, Laodicea? Find out, because if you can understand what church you can relate to, then you can understand these things. What did Jesus say? What commendation? What attaboy does he give you? What reproof? What reproof? That means what thing does he say? You know what? That's not right. You need to change that about yourself. You need to change that about the way you think or the way you do things. And then instruction. See, Jesus doesn't always give you just, hey, that's not right. He gives you instruction on how to fix it, how to go the right way, how to do the right thing. And then he gives you a warning. Well, if you don't listen, let me tell you, if Jesus gives you a reproof and then he gives you instruction on how to fix it, well, then you should listen, because there is a warning to those who just turn an ear and don't heed the warning. But for those who overcome, who stay the course, for those who make the changes, who want your will to be the will of God, there is a blessing for those who overcome in each of the 7 churches. And so we want to see where we fit in. So 2021, we can be enlarging our territories and we can be growing in the word of the Lord, because that is how we're going to be sustained through all of the changes that we find ourselves in. So that's a look at our Thursday. And then Friday, there is a weekly message. And this week, unless it changes, I do have a thought about what we're going to do this week. And well, now it eludes me completely. No, I do know what. Let's look at my review. I know if I see it, join with me. There you go. This week on Friday's Bible study, it is called Join With Me. And that goes along with knowing the gifts of the spirits from Good News on social media shows. It goes along with the revelational churches, knowing which one you belong to, because Join With Me message is how Jesus invites us to have purpose in our life. Now, we all have purpose. I know that, whether you're a mom, a dad, a sister, brother, aunt, uncle, whether you're single or married, whether you're a child or you have children, we have purpose. But I'm talking kingdom purposes, joining Jesus where he is at work, joining him in his ministry, in his word, where he's working around you and having a greater purpose, understanding that we're not here on this earth to just give ourselves all the joy, all the materialistic blessings. Like, we're not here to just give to ourselves and make ourselves happy and give to our families. We are here to join Jesus in the will of the Father. So we're going to talk about that on Friday's message on Truth to Hear. Well, I thank you for listening to the whole rundown. I know it was fast. Feel free to replay it as many times as you need to for this week's highlight. And I also like to highlight an organization every week. If you would like your organization highlighted or something you're doing for the community, whether it's a blog, a vlog, a streaming show, or an outreach ministry, anything that you're doing to increase positivity, to increase unity, to help those around you, I would love to highlight you. I would love to highlight your organization. So just comment or DM me or email me. And you can email me at truth2hear, info@truth2hear.org. It's right there on your screen. So feel free to email me about your organization. Please include a little, statement about what you do, your purpose, maybe if you have a logo, anything about your company or your organization or what you do just personally, even if it's just something you do with your family. I would love to highlight that. So in closure, as this week ends, 2020, and a new year begins, I urge you to begin remembering the grand things about 2020. All I hear is, oh, I can't wait for it to be over. I can't wait for 2020 to end. Well, listen, 2020 turning into 2021 is but a minute on a clock. Everything's not going to reset and be great in 2021. And if we're looking for that, then we're not really in reality. What I suggest is that we look at 2020 and see the good things. Yeah, it's been devastating. It's been a lot of loss, and I don't negate that because it's personally a lot of loss. But there has to be some of the good things you can think about, the things that you do now that you never dreamed of, the things that began because of your isolation and your quarantine. You got to look at how many people came to your help, to offer you condolences, to offer you aid, to offer you help when you didn't know that people would care. That's a good thing to look back at. It's a choice of how we look at things that make it different. And I'm asking you, as this week comes to a new year, choose to look at 2020 through the eyes of those who helped you and those you were able to help, and the new things that came into your life. And for those loss of lives, family members, loved ones, and believe me, I have to do this myself, choose 2021 as a year to honor them. Honor those who you lost by living a life in 2021 that has purpose, that is strong, and that is founded in the Word of God. Because that's how we move forward. We don't ever forget those that we lost. Matter of fact, we bring them into every day even more than before sometimes. But they can be part of a new year, a new you and a new me. Well, I hope that encourages you. I hope that you stick with Truth to Hear and all of the programs that we have here in the outreach ministries. If you're local to Los Angeles, I hope that you'll join me daily to get a daily dose of encouragement, daily dose of wisdom and understanding, and just a friendly face, if nothing else. Thank you so much for reaching out to us. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for joining us. See you tomorrow on your daily dose of truth to hear.